Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to do the next question of our agriculture optional आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस सीरीज। जो हमारी एग्रीकल्चर ऑप्शनल आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस सीरीज चल रही है उसका नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन का आज हम लोग करने वाले हैं। एंड टुडेज क्वेश्चन इज डिस्कस द प्रिंसिपल्स एंड कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ इंटीग्रेटेड पेस्ट एंड डिजीज मैनेजमेंट। इंटीग्रेटेड पेस्ट मैनेजमेंट और इंटीग्रेटेड डिजीज मैनेजमेंट के क्या प्रिंसिपल्स है और क्या कंपोनेंट्स है उसको हम लोग ब्रीफली डिस्कस करना है। एंड दिस क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन द इंडियन फॉरेस्ट सर्विस एग्जामिनेशन, दैट इज agriculture optional paper of Indian Forest Service examination in 2022. So let's see how we can approach this answer. And the questions related to integrated pest management and integrated disease management have been asked several times previously. पहले भी अगर आप देखो तो integrated pest management से integrated disease management से काफी बार क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. So it becomes important for us to let's see how we can approach the answer. So first of all, we should understand what integrated pest and disease management is. So here we integrate various methods, we integrate various components for the control of pests and disease. So overall, you can say it is a holistic approach to managing pest and disease. Holistic approach in managing pest and disease. In managing pest and disease that aims to minimize economic, health, and environmental risks. That aims to minimize economic, health, and environmental risks. So this is what integrated disease and pest management is. It is a holistic approach. That is, we are taking we are taking different components into our ambit, such as cultural methods, such as chemical methods, such as biological methods. So everything has been combined for a holistic management approach, so that economic, health, and environmental risks are reduced to the minimum. So I hope you understand what pests and disease management is. So this is how you can approach your answer. You can introduce your answer. Now let's move to the body of the answer, that is principles and components. So first of all, we will discuss the principles. The first principle is prevention. We will try our best to prevent the pests and diseases. For this, we can use pest and disease resistant pest resistance crops, or you can say disease resistant crops, DRC, that is disease resistant crops, PRC, that is pest resistant crops, certain varieties which are resistant to certain disease and pests. We can do crop rotations. We can maintain healthy soil and plant conditions. Maintain healthy soil and plant conditions. Many times what happens, the soil is infected by certain kind of disease, and whenever we plant the species, plant the crop on that soil, that crop is also affected by that disease. So for prevention, we can adopt these steps. We can use varieties which are resistant. We can do crop rotations. Crop rotations very nicely help us, because when you keep doing monocropping, a kind of pest or a kind of disease establishes to that crop. अगर एक ही तरह का क्रॉप लगाओगे आप, तो जो भी पेस्ट है उस क्रॉप में स्टेब्लिश कर देता है। पर अगर आप उसे बार बार बदलते रहोगे, इन क्रॉप रोटेशन वी कीप चेंजिंग द क्रॉप्स, सो द पेस्ट एंड द डिजीजेस, द पैथोजेंस do not get the opportunity to establish in the fields or in the cropping systems. So that is why we can do these things for prevention. We need to keep monitoring for the early detection of the pests and diseases. We should keep doing visual inspections. We can use certain traps such as pheromone traps, etc., and other monitoring systems, so that we can monitor and early detect the pest or the disease and control in the early situation. Because once the disease gets out of the threshold level, जब वो threshold level से ज़्यादा बढ़ जाते हैं, तो it becomes very difficult, very economically hard for the farmers to control them. So if we can early detect them and early control them, it is more economical, more viable, and more ecologically and sustainably feasible. So these things we can do. We need to keep keep threshold levels in our mind. But threshold level is, so through threshold level we get to determine when the action is necessary, when action is necessary. Suppose the disease level is beyond, is very much lower than the threshold level, so we don't need to control them because we know that at this threshold level it is not going to harm the crops so much. But when they reach a certain threshold level, where you get to know that at this threshold level if you not control that pest or that disease, it is going to reduce our yields. तो एक लेवल होता है जहाँ जिसके बाद जो है जो भी डिजीजेज होते हैं, पेस्ट होते हैं, वो हमारे इल्ड पे इम्पैक्ट करने लगते हैं, तो हमें उसी को हम लोग थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल बोलते हैं। तो उस थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल को हमें ध्यान रखना, और जब भी डिजीज या पेस्ट उस थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल से ऊपर जाए तो उन्हें कंट्रोल कर लेना है। यूज ऑफ मल्टीपल स्ट्रेटेजीज, तो यहाँ पे क्या, वी डोंट नीड टू गेट इनटू और गेट स्टक टू वन स्ट्रेटेजी। ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ केमिकल यूज कर रहे हैं तो सिर्फ केमिकल यूज कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ कल्चरल यूज कर रहे हैं तो कल्चरल यूज कर रहे हैं। हियर वी हैव टू यूज मल्टीपल स्ट्रेटेजीज इंक्लूडिंग केमिकल मेथड्स, कल्चरल मेथड्स, बायोलॉजिकल मेथड्स, एवरीथिंग नीड्स टू बी यूज्ड सो दैट they are very nicely controlled. Ecological balance should be maintained, that is reduce chemical use, reduced chemical use, because we can, you see that if we are directly dependent on chemical, there will be high much chemical use, high amount of chemical use. But as we are dependent on other methods also, the cultural methods, biological methods, so chemical use will be very much reduced. Here we can use natural enemies, here you can use predators, natural enemies, here you can use predators. So these things maintain the ecological balance nicely. So these are the some of the principles which we need to follow whenever we are doing integrated pest and disease management. So I hope you understand these principles. So there is nothing rocket science in it. These are easy points, and there are other points also. You can add other points also if you want. But whenever you are adding new points to your answer other than these points, please let us know by commenting. Comment करके हमें वो नए points जरूर बताएं, so that we can see that you are using fair points or not, the points are up to the mark or not. So please do comment the new points. It is going to be very helpful to you. So these are the some of the common principles. Now let's move to the components. What are the components of integrated pest and disease management? The first component is the use of cultural methods, that is cultural control. So for cultural control we can use crop rotations, we can use you can keep maintain our hygiene and sanitation, maintain hygiene and sanitation. We need to control the timing of plantation, we need to plant our crops in that time when the infestation of disease or the infestation of pest is at the lower level. There are certain times for every pest and disease when they burst their population, तो उस टाइम पे हम लोग प्लांट नहीं करेंगे, उस वैसे टाइम पे प्लांट करेंगे अपने क्रॉप्स को जब ये पेस्ट हो गए या डिजीज हो गया वो अपने लेवल से थोड़े कम में हो। ठीक है, तो कल्चरल कंट्रोल वी कैन यूज दिस मेथड्स फॉर कल्चरल कंट्रोल। सेकेंडली देयर आर बायोलॉजिकल मेथड्स, इन बायोलॉजिकल मेथड्स वी कैन यूज predators, we can use parasitoids, predators which are, those are the natural enemies। predators क्या natural enemies हैं, जैसे कोई पेस्ट है, उस पेस्ट को कोई तो बर्ड वगैरह कुछ फीड करती होगी, कोई अदर स्पीसीज फीड करती होगी, तो उसको इंट्रोड्यूस कर देंगे ताकि वो पेस्ट पॉपुलेशन कम कर दे। सो दिस इज we can do microbial control, that is use of microbes। For example, in cotton we used BT, so BT is nothing but a microbe only, it is a Bacillus thuringiensis, that is a bacteria only। ठीक है, ये कर सकते हैं। We can do augmentation, so augmentation is nothing but the release of natural enemies, so this is known as augmentation। So these are the some of the methods of biological control, so I hope you understand this। Now next we can do mechanical and physical control। For mechanical and physical control we can use certain types of traps and barriers, traps and barriers can be used। For example, pheromone trap is there, we can use certain type of nets, we can use certain type of mulchage। So these things physically, as pheromone nets what do nets do, they are physical method, physically we are hindering the pest or any pathogen to not enter our crops। Some mechanical removal methods are also there, mechanical removal methods, for example vacuuming can be done, vacuuming can be done. So these are the mechanical and physical control methods. Next we have genetic control. So here in genetic control we can use certain type of resistant varieties. Resistant varieties can be used. We can use biotechnological approaches such as genetic modification of the crops, genetic modification of certain genes which gets infected by certain pathogens or certain pests. So genetic biotechnological methods can be also very helpful. Biotechnological approaches. We can also use them for chemical control. We all know that we can use pesticides, we can use fungicides, other chemicals as per the pests and the pathogens which are present, etc. So these are the chemicals which can helpful in controlling the pests and diseases. We need to provide educational support. We need to provide decision support to farmers. We need to provide them proper extensions through which they can know how to approach certain types of diseases, certain types of pests. We can do forecasting for the farmers. We can model their fields modeling. So these are the things, these educational and decision support help the farmers a lot, especially the rural farmers who are not that educated to use these integrated methods nicely. So educational and decision support also helps a lot. So these are the some of the components. So we have discussed the principles and we have also discussed the components. So this was all for today's answer. I hope you understand all the parts of the question very nicely. And if there is any confusion or any point which you don't understand, you can comment and ask that. So that is all for today. Please do like, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis. Regular basis पे से videos को बनाने के लिए काफी hard work लगता है. And if you like, if you share, and if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you on regular basis. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.